Yes guys, welcome back to Fog Wrestling, and we're going to be doing a different sort of video today, and it's going to be looking at that time when Chris Benoit brought Finny Mac, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, back from the dead. And to do this video, we have to look at the landscape in 2007. McMahon, they're looking for an illegitimate child. At this point, I mean, it's pretty much it's like the greatest storyline of all time if you compare it to these days. I mean, look what we had within this time period, man. Look, I mean, you've John Cena on top, you've got Shawn Michaels, you've Edge and Orton on that. I mean, you've Batista, Taker on SmackDown. It's brilliant. Finny Mac's on Raw and ECW and SmackDown every fucking week, man, trying to find out who his son is, who his daughter is. Because, you know, all those affairs that he had on Linda, and then in 2022, it's all kind of came out on you, Finny Mac. But you know what? He decided storyline wise, I'm going to bite the dust. I'm going to die. So Vince McMahon jumps himself into a limo and he blows up a crisp But sadly for Vince McMahon, Chris Benoit threw a spanner in the works. He didn't want to be outdone by Finny Mac, so he went, killed himself, killed his wife, killed his son in that tragic incident. We've all talked about it. I mean, we even did our first vid on this channel was like a 90-minute podcast on the Chris Benoit family tragedy. So if you want to go check that out, you check that out. But Chris Benoit, we don't know what it was, right? I mean, to give my quick thoughts on it, I don't see how how he was wrestling matches, like, fine a couple of days before, just suddenly became an 85-year-old Alzheimer's patient and then forgot everything and then killed his family. I don't know. I don't know what's happened, to be honest, but there's something that doesn't add up, right? Chavo Guerrero's text messages, you know, all that stuff. There's a missing piece of the puzzle somewhere, and until it gets explained, I think the jury's still out in it. But the WWE, they just wanted the investigation closed as soon as possible. They didn't want all the publicity, they didn't want all the public eyes on them. They just thought, fuck it, we'll nail it as Chris Benoit, and we'll put it to bed. We'll tuck it in. But sadly, Vince McMahon, who was lying comfortably in his bed, had to get tucked out of bed. And he had to come back to the company. He claimed he was dead. And he had to come back to the company and say, it was a work, it was fake, damn it. Chris Benoit single-handedly brought Vince McMahon back from the dead. He had to sacrifice himself to do it, but he done it nonetheless. So Finny Mac had to come out and say, it was a work. Chris Benoit, we're sorry to hear about it. They did a tribute show for Chris Benoit, and then the next night after it, a few more details came out that he hit Daniel with a pillow, hit Nancy with a few Germans, and Chris Benoit never get mentioned again. And just like that, guys, Vince McMahon was brought back from the dead. A fantastic storyline that it could have been was ended. Of course, around this time, you also had like McMahon's like $1 million thing, where the stage fell on him, and you hear him calling Triple H Paul, and you're like, damn it, it's still real to me. But you know, WWE around this time, it was great. It was definitely nowhere near the heights of the Attitude Era, or maybe a few years before in the Ruthless Aggression Era, but it was still unreal. And you look back at times like this, and it fills you with sadness. Like, it's just so much controversy. Like, I mean, like, when was the last... Like, even when McMahon left the company, it didn't even feel that big. Like, yeah, it was still a big deal, but could you imagine McMahon left the company like 15 years ago or 20 years ago? It would have felt fucking huge, but we've just been left with mediocre stuff in wrestling. We've had to deal with the fact that we'll never be good again, and shit happens. And even when there is something good, we know it'll never last long. But anyway, guys, R.I.P. Chris Benoit. He brought Finny Mac back for the deed. And aye, till next time, I'll do it for Fog Wrestling. A fun wee thread here. Might do more of these. I was thinking about doing the time when Kurt Angle revealed he had a black son. But, you know, that was a bit recent. Maybe we'll have to go a bit more back in time. Until next time, peace.